My golfers, low back, hip, and shoulders, the three most injured areas in golfing athletes. Now, I'm going to give you a full mobility routine that's not only going to help reduce your risk of injury, but it's also going to make you a much better athlete. You ready? Let's go. So let's start off at the hip. Oh, my hip. Our first exercise is 90-90 hip rotations. The beautiful thing about this exercise is that we're both working on internal and external rotation at the same time. If this exercise is a bit challenging, bring your feet in a bit closer. The second exercise purely focuses on internal rotation. Most golfers have a hip impingement or they have jammed and tight hip flexors. So we need to make sure that you have very good internal rotation and you aren't feeling any pain, discomfort, or tightness in this region. And finally, my favorite hip exercise, hip CARs. So CAR stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. And what this just means is that you're going to go into hip extension. Once you're at the end point of hip extension, you are then going to externally rotate to as far as you can. Then you're going to go up into abduction and then into flexion. Once you're at the end point, reverse the movement. Go slow and take your time. The focus of this exercise is that we want to strengthen the end ranges of the entire hip. Let's start off with a posterior shoulder capsule stretch. Now with this exercise, it's called the chicken wing exercise because it looks like your arms in a chicken wing. You're gonna pop the hand behind your hip. You're going to grab onto the elbow, and in this position, keep your shoulder as relaxed as you can. With the hand that you're grabbing onto the elbow with, pull it in towards your body. You should feel a nice and light stretch at the back of the shoulder. Progress as to what you see comfortably. Then we're going to move on to kettlebell shoulder internal rotation. You're going to be in this forward position, your hands on a bench. You're starting with your shoulders neutral. Be sure that your thumb is pointing in front of you. In this position, you're going to keep your shoulder as relaxed as you can. Internally, rotate your hand and see how far you can stretch down towards the ground. From here, all you're just going to do is really target the posterior delt and rotate your shoulder back into the starting position with your thumb pointing in front of you. And finally, you guessed it, we're gonna do some CARs again, controlled articular rotations. Now, something that you should know is that a lot of injuries tend to kind of hang in this end range of movement. And if you're someone who does not access or even train this end range of movement, there is a good chance that you're gonna catch an injury. For this exercise, your hand is by your side. You're going to raise up your arm into flexion. How high can you comfortably go? The higher you go, you're going to rotate your hand into internal rotation with your thumb pointing down. At the top position at 180, your thumb should be pointing in front of you. Now you're going to go into extension. How far can you go back, around, and back down? With your hand, you're making a big circle. The bigger the circle, the bigger the gains. Make sure you go nice and slow. And finally, the lower back. Back pain over here. 3 exercises, I got you. So we are starting off with a ball release. And I promise you, this is the best exercise that you can do for pain relief in the lower back. I don't care what anyone says, this is number 1. And I don't know what it is, but our balls, you will feel a much greater relief. So if you want to cop one, the link is in the bio. What you're gonna do, you're gonna be lying onto the floor, pop a massage ball where the QL muscle sits, which is in the corner of the back. So the spine's here, the hip is here. You wanna aim for this corner. You're going to stay there for about 30 seconds to a minute, whatever you feel comfortable with. It should feel like discomfort, and you should feel that the muscle is easing the longer you stay there. Keep in mind there should be no pain. Once you've mobilized and loosened up the muscle of the QL, we're then going to move on to cat-cows. Now this is a no-brainer, it has to be done. The focus of this exercise is that we're really trying to disassociate the pelvis from the lower back. Now what this just means is you're tucking your hips in at the top position into an anterior tilt. How much can you tilt in? Then you're going to go into the reverse position. You're going to lean forward into the cat position. So now you're into a posterior tilt. And then you're going to mobilize back into an anterior tilt. And what you're going to do, you're going to do 10 reps of anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. Keep everything as relaxed as you can, and you should feel that your lower back by the end of this is a lot more looser and a lot more free. For those watching at home, please comment below. Do you think looser is a word? If it's not a word, should it be a word? And finally, some kettlebell swing throughs. Our first exercise, we release all the tight muscles in the lower back. Our second exercise, we've got the lower back moving much better without any restriction. And finally, we have to build on strength. In the starting position, you are loading up the glute. Then you're going to step through and swing. And then you're going to come back in. The idea is that we are really mobilizing and using the glute muscle as your primary mover. Remember, your glute muscle is the powerhouse in the body. Not your lower back, not your QL, not your erectors, none of this. It has to be your glute. So we need to make sure that your glute muscle is really engaged, really powerful, and you feel that your glute is working in every single rep. Because if it's not, when you go onto the golf course and you're on the tee, your lower back's gonna kick in. And we don't want that to happen at all. And there you have it, a full body mobility routine for golfers. I promise you, if you do this 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to see some incredible results on the tee. Follow for more. Peace.